Well, hello, and welcome again to the 2012fad.com. I will be your host for this evening, and my name is Charlie Bluehawk. Last night we talked about do automatons dream of electric women, and perhaps the idea that you and I, we are all actually living one entire lifetime in a single afternoon. That we are, again, you and I, students at university, and right now, we are both plugged into a living machine. A computer that allows us to live lifetime after lifetime in the course of our education, and still only be 19 years old at the end of the day. And that, again, perhaps, that the program is broken, infected, hacked, and something has gone terribly wrong. So instead of an education that our parents are paying for, we're being tortured by the very subroutines, the guardians placed inside the living machine to guide us, to provoke us into certain actions, and then grade us on the results. And of course, all of which, as I say, we're being graded on during the test. I mean, in other words, while we are living this lifetime in one afternoon, we're also being tested on what we learned while we are inside the machine. So if any of this is true, it's a heck of an idea. And from my point of view, something has gone terribly, terribly wrong. I want my money back. I want recess. Tonight, I thought we would chat about the Lilly effect, also known as the Lilly wave, Lilly, L-I-L-Y. Again, it's something that our masters have been using against us to control us for many years now. And if you have any doubt about this, just watch little children and the way too many adults also, as they watch their regularly broadcast television shows, their favorite programs on TV. In fact, just for the fun of it, grab your digital still camera, set it to no flash, and take pictures of the faces of your family and your friends as they watch their favorite television program on broadcast TV. You don't need me for this. You can do it yourself. Then, look at the pictures, and then decide for yourself. I've seen it all my life, which is why I stopped watching broadcast TV years ago. Well, that and the fact that every 15 minutes there'd be some overpaid wannabe actor on camera screaming about the next terrible horror that we should have us vomiting in terror, only to be followed, yes, another 15 minutes later, by yet another horror, another story of terror that should have us glued to the floor, unable to run, from the sheer horror of it all. And again, this is something you can check for yourself, but if you pay attention, you can actually see, between the bouts of vomiting and gluing, if you actually manage to have enough awareness to flip between the various news channels at the same time, the very next thing you will discover is that all of the news is exactly the same, being read at exactly the same time on every news channel. I guess the idea of being subtle is long gone. When I was young, and I'm 52 years old now, I remember when the government was actually afraid of the people. Our masters walked very carefully then. They still had all their plans that they have today, but they were very cautious, very careful. And if they got caught, they would actually run away, screaming in terror. But the thing you have to know, that you have to realize, is that even when we caught our masters doing foul and despicable things to us back then, changing our laws to make us even more cattle-like, even more their property, and we managed to, say, knock them back 3 paces, they don't mind, because they actually had stepped 4 paces forward. So even though we knocked them back by 3, they gained 1 step on us. And that's all they want to do 40 years ago. But today, subtle is gone. Our masters are now fearless, and part of the reason, besides the drugging of the American people with food additives, food coloring, food filler, artificial sweeteners, nothing but drugs and battery acid, really, all of which makes us sick and gives us hallucinations. Because you remember the rule, poison the body, poison the mind. And they also have other toys that they like to play with us. For example, the Lilly wave. And that's again Lily with an Lily. It was proven years ago, actually back in the 1940s, that certain frequencies cause the human brain to go into a trance, create a state of somnambulance, making you very susceptible to suggestion, to make you docile, to turn your conscious brain off. This is what the Lily effect, the Lily wave is. And it's not just in your television anymore. Again, something you can do on your own. Go dig up an electrical engineer. Ask them to check the frequency of the electricity coming into your house, running through your telephone, through the cable TV, and see if it matches what's coming out of the television set, your broadcast TV set. You will find that it's the same frequency. Out of the electrical, out of the cable TV, out of the broadcast TV, out of your telephone. It's all the same frequency. Again, for fun, you can do something on your own. Look up Dr. John C. Lilly, Lily, John C. Lilly. I believe the middle name is Cunningham. I can't remember. Yeah, Cunningham. This was a true genius in every sense of the word, this man. He even petitioned the UN to give dolphins equal rights with human beings. He recognized their intelligence because he worked with them. My kind of guy. Now, Dr. John C. Lilly mapped the pathways of the human brain back in the 1940s. He knew what to stimulate in order to get a reaction, or in this case, no reaction at all. I found a very nice obituary on Dr. Lilly on this website. It's www.ace.to/tribute, TRIBUTE.html. You know, I read the obituary. I knew about Dr. Lilly's work, but I didn't know much about the man. So I read this obituary. It was very interesting. Seemed like a genuinely, real doctor. We don't have any of those anymore. At least none that I've met. And I don't know why, but when I was reading about Dr. John C. Lilly and his obituary, I think about the character Walter, the mad scientist genius on the television program Fringe. I would bet money that the producers based their character on Dr. Lilly. Why? I don't know. It's just an idea I have, a feeling I get. And I remember, well, I should probably remind you, I'm always wrong when it's about something good. And I'm almost always right when it's about something terrible. Not sure if it's a curse or not, but it just seems to work out that way. And Lord, I wish I could turn that around. And yes, I am a lot of fun at parties. And yes, I do watch TV, but nowadays only online or DVD. I do try watching TV here in Europe. And for some reason, it doesn't bother me as much as it used to when I watched television in the United States, if you can get past my really bad German. Now, equipment manufacturers and TV engineers have known about the Lilly effect for years and what the effect had on normal people. And they've even tried to change the frequency that your television set uses. And they were turned down flat. Why? Well, because the government, our masters, use subliminal programming. And that's a word you can look up and really should get to know really well. Our masters use subliminal programming, and they broadcast it over and under your regular favorite TV shows. You are being programmed as you watch your favorite TV show. You are being made docile and receptive to any subliminal commands our masters want to give to you. It was almost tragically sad and almost laughable as the U.S. Congress pushed through a law, and in desperation, I might add, that all U.S.-based television broadcasters must broadcast TV shows in high definition by a certain date, or they would lose their license. And that the U.S. government, you and me, would pay the bill for these TV stations to convert to high definition. You'd wonder why the government cared or was concerned at all that the television broadcasters in the United States all had to broadcast in high definition. It was a law. and they paid for it. Who cares? Gee, again, not much in the way of subtle anymore. So, right now you're getting high-definition television with the Lily wave, shutting down the higher functions of your brain, and subliminal messages are then fed directly into your subconscious. You are a vegetable. If you remember that we chatted about the fact that we are, all of us, part of a living computer, whether this world is real or artificial doesn't matter, we are. And that we are, each of us, a radio broadcasting and receiving station. We are electrical. We are part of the universe. And whenever we meet each other, even to say hi to a stranger on the street, we're actually actively transmitting and receiving gigabytes of information every second. We are all parts of a computer, and our masters know this. And this is how we can transfer, infect, poison one another with what I call, for lack of a better term, mind viruses. Subconscious programming that makes us afraid, terrified, fearful, simple, passive, obedient, weak, spineless, stupid. And so with the new high-definition television programs, they have a way to directly feed whatever programming our masters want into our minds. You, in turn, reinforce what you've been programmed with to whomever you then meet, friend or stranger. Too much information for one day? Yeah, I agree. And again, as always, you can check all of this out for yourselves. Just start taking photos of the faces of people watching television. If that is not enough to frighten you, then frankly, nothing is. But, please have a plan. Our civilization is over. It's time to run for the hills. You know that we have, here at the 2012 Fad, a plan, and it's working. Slowly, we are making headway, and soon our home, the village, will be a reality. And soon after that, we'll be closing our doors and hoping for the best for all of us. For all of us here at the 2012fad.com, this has been Charlie Bluehawk, wishing you a really good day and reminding you, please, keep that one good thought. The 2012 Fad is brought to you by Coffee and Blood, Love Letters Between the Dead, a series of 5 erotica horror novels about a fallen angel finding his way back to regain his own soul, and how the CIA war against the human race. Their black magic captures and traps him in the body of a mind-controlled slave designed to hunt down and to kill their god, their Satan.